Glory be to God. So don't despise anyone, don't despise privileges, don't despise office. There was another man, a great man. He's got promise of God on his side. He's got the backing of God on his side. And he despised a small city called Hai. I'm talking about Joshua. Joshua was a man that said, God told him, nobody will defeat you. But sir, if you are working with a team of people, you can't assume. Sir, you can't assume. You cannot assume, man. You cannot assume. In fact, the scripture talk about Job. Job could not assume about his children's righteousness. He always made sacrifices to sanctify them because he doesn't want calamity, although he was too afraid. And that's why he said the things he was afraid of fear are the things that fell upon him at the end. It's not about fear, but doing it right. He was afraid, yes. But you see, sir, when you are working with a team, you can't afford to assume that things are okay. He look at I. He never even go to God in prayer again and say, God, how do we go? He just went say, the people he sent came and said, they are just a small fry. Let us just not send everybody. Let's just send a few. If you read the story in Joshua chapter 7, if you read from verse 3 to 5, the scripture says, he sent some spies. They went to see the city Ai, and they said, it's a small fry. And they said, let us just send between 3,000 people. We don't need to send plenty people. They are just not plenty. Just fight them with few people. And the Bible said they were defeated by that nation called Ai, because there was a sin in the camp, and because somebody has disobeyed God. And you know the story. He came back. He cried before God. They lost thousands of people. And that is another thing to tell you, sir, that your little insignificant sin, mistake, could lead to so much. They were building a bridge, an iron bridge, and there was a place to screw, a boat. And a guy did not screw the boat properly. Over time, the boat was losing grip. Sir, over 100 people died for that one boat error. Because by the time the boat was out, over time the bridge started giving way and people never knew. They just felt it is because it's suspended and people died. Don't assume, sir. Don't despise system. Don't despise process. Don't despise any people, no matter how small they look to you. I defeated them and they cried to God. And that's another thing. When things go wrong, please cry to God. Don't give up. He cried to God. By the time God said, okay, I've given you the city now that you have prayed. He didn't just go anyhow. He used a strategy, sir. In chapter 8, Joshua chapter 8, verse 1 and 2, he went with a strategy. Always go with a strategy. Don't just despise your opponent. Always go with a strategy. May the Lord bless you.